What is up, YouTube and City Skylines fans? Your boy Jonny here playing City Skylines. I just downloaded this game for free on the PS4 store. Today I have for you the Eden Valley map. And on this video, I'll get us to number one, be efficient with our initial funds, and number two, attract some folks to live in our new city. With the COVID lockdown that we're in right now, I have some time here away from my other games to try this out. I was a real big SimCity fan back in the day. I'm sure that a lot of us out there, I tried this game one time so far and I was moderately successful, and I wasn't a speed demon on getting to a metropolis, but I got there, and that city is well over 200,000 sims. I named that one Ad Astra, and yeah, so I want to try another city. I want to check out the new Green Cities download also. That was also free on the PS4 store, so thank you for the free game, Sony and affiliates. Let's get down to it. I'll fast forward to starting the game and I'll comment on my thought process as we go along. Yeah, so I'm not sure what to call the city, and please comment below if you have any ideas. On a different note, I haven't seen too many PS4 players posting on YouTube for Cities Skylines, and it's always been PC gamers predominantly that are posting for the Cities Skylines videos. So I thought I'll post a few videos and see how it goes. Let me know if you want me to keep posting, and of course hit that like, subscribe, and smash that alert to get notified when I drop a new video. I definitely appreciate any support you can offer. This video will be around 20 minutes, then I'll post more 20-minute videos as part of this Eden Valley series, and you will see some growth, maybe learn something from what I do, and also learn from me a few things what not to do. If there are any pointers that you would like to tell me, please add them to the comments area, and I'll do my best to incorporate those pointers in my next builds. I'll probably end this series at around the metropolis level, and then I'll show off the different monuments that I have unlocked on my last build, and then I'd like to do a couple videos down the road here on how to get certain monuments. If you would like a certain video, let me know in the comments area, and I can work on something per your requests. So here, what we're doing is just getting started. I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to build my roads, and I want to be really cognizant of how do I spend my money, because then right when you're starting, you have to be really clear on what you're building, and you want to go from making no money to making money as quick as possible, and that way that will fund the rest of your build as you progress in the game. So here you want to take a look at what different resources are available on the map. And so what I'm doing is you take a look at the resources, find out where the ore is, where the oil is, where the forest is, and that way you can build some specialized industry. And that's definitely something that I like doing in the game, is that specialized industry. So I saw over here that there's ore, building, I'm going to start my industry out in this way, and then of course because of the high pollution, you don't want to have your residential really close. So I was thinking I'll expand onto the other side of the map, the roadway there, and then I'll have the residence wing of the map in that location. That should definitely help keep the Sims happy away from all the pollution. So that's something you want to consider when building your map is keep the industry away from the real residential areas. Plus, you also want to consider the pollution that industry makes. And it not only does it pollute the air, it also pollutes the ground. And so if you have any water resources near industry, the industry will pollute the water. So make sure you don't, and this is something that I did in my first game, is I put the water tower near the industry, not realizing that it just poisons all the citizens. So I was having some serious illness problems until I figured out, oh, it's the water. I built a water tower near the industry, and that just started out of nowhere having all these people dying and everything. And I didn't know what happened until I realized I added a water tower in the industrial area, and started poisoning my whole city. I mean, we're talking thousands of people dying. It was not good until I realized it was the water tower. I moved the water tower, and then but it took a while for me to gain my Sims back. Early in the game, you don't have any high density residential, so you can only do the low density residential. And then so that's what you're seeing here. And if you are new to Cities Skylines and you're not familiar with how to zone, there's a couple different methods of zoning, and you can use the once you have the zoning icon highlighted. Let's say you're using low residential zoning, you can hold down triangle and then choose if you want to use a small icon or a large stroke icon, or if you want to just use selection like what I'm doing here. You could just have a selection of the box and just drag it across like so. If you want to do that, you could do that too. But you have to just hold down triangle when you're zoning, and then you can see those options while you're zoning. That's a little tip for you. And so what I'm doing here is I'm separating the residential with commercial, and then I'm also adding some commercial so that residents they have a place to shop where they live. And you want to have about 70% residents up front, and then you want to have some industry, and of course because your Sims are not really educated at first, you want to have more industry, and then that industry will convert down the road to more specialized industry. And then what I'll do is convert, depending on, as resources diminish, I'll convert those industry zones to office zones down the road, and that will help with when you have educated workers, along with higher educated workers. Now what you're seeing here is placement of the wind turbine, and so you want to place it in the darker area once you're placing it down, and that'll get you the highest performance out of that wind turbine. I'm placing that water tower there, so I want it central, and just gotta drop it down right there in the middle. And of course you need water, you need sewage connected to the water. But yeah, your Sims won't start moving in until you get them with power and you get them with water and sewage. I'll fast forward a little bit here. Yep, just gonna span the zones. Usually I go with the street, but then I do my best to cover all the zoning with the least amount of piping. And when placing the sewage, you notice there's arrows right there in the water. That is the flow of the water. So you want to make sure your sewage is not polluting your water supply. So make sure that the sewage is at the downstream and at the end of the downstream. And your water supply should be supplying the town before it sucks in any polluted water. So keep that in mind when you are placing your sewage system. And again, I keep that away from the town if possible, but what's most important is keeping that sewage at the end of the downstream. Now that we have the sewage installed, we have electric, we have water, we have zoning done, there you go. We should start seeing some action. Looks like we have some construction going on, some residences starting to move in. That's exactly what we want to do. And then let's start seeing what they need. Electric. I probably need to drop in some electrical lines. And there it is. So you just have to connect the areas, the blue areas right there. And then soon thereafter you should see the electric light up, and away we go. Once construction's all done, that's when you'll see your first Sims move in. But it looks like some good construction is happening. We have some good infrastructure already built in, so that is attractive to new people coming to town. So that's really what your job is as the quote-unquote mayor of the town, is you want to attract citizens into your city. And as long as you provide all the known infrastructure, you should get people moving in. At this point, because of all the infrastructure that you've built, you're also spending to maintain it all. You want to check exactly the utilization and then make some adjustments in your budget. So go into your budget screen and make some adjustments. You don't need all of the continuous maintenance ongoing right now because there isn't anyone in town to use it, and you're spending too much money. As our funds are dwindling here, we want to spend less until we get some individuals in our town so we can start collecting. And there you go, we have 39 new residents in our community, and it looks like we have some more growing. We hit 50 and we're just shortly into the game, less than 15 minutes, so that's great. Now it's just a matter of waiting and expanding. At this point, you do want to ensure that you're not spending too much. Just at this stage in the game, you want to just do what you have to. Yeah, this is a time where you are to be tight with your funds. Later in the game, you could be pretty loose and spend on all types of things that are fun, that you want to see in your city. But right now, it's really all about providing to attract citizens, but don't overspend. Just spend what you have to spend. It looks like there is some commercial going on, so commercial building going on, shops for the residents to shop at, and as they build, I want to start expanding a little bit on residents. It does show on the bottom right there that there's a demand for some more residents along with industry. In the middle is the commercial demand. So in the bottom right, when you see the demand is high for a certain zoning, you want to, especially for residents, you want to build that zone out as soon as you can. And I do have a lot of residents built already, but if the demand is there, you build. That's what you should do. But keep in mind, again, you only have so much money to begin with until you hit the first few milestones. That's when you get a couple bonuses, $20,000 bonuses, things of that nature. But that doesn't happen until you hit the population milestones. So you have to keep building your city or town at the moment until you hit that milestone. Be very cautious of how you're spending. Only spend what you have to until you hit your milestone, and that gives you a little more flexibility with your funds. And that's what I'm doing now. About 27,000 left. Have 136 citizens or cyms, which is decent. We're gaining, it looks like 82 per week, so that's good. Again, on the bottom right, there's a demand for residents and also industry. Looks like the industry building here does not have power, so again, connect those clouds, and from there you can and it looks like I paused the game to connect that, because it's also very critical right now that you supply exactly what your cyms need, and avoid any detractors. So it's good to pause the game at that point. I usually run the game at double speed, so you'll see on the bottom left there I'm running at double speed. You can run a single speed. I think triple speed is a little too fast for my gameplay, but however you want to play at your comfort level. And because of the industry demand there, I started expanding a little bit, but it looks like the industry demand has lowered, which is good. And the residents demand also has lowered, which is good. I'll just fast forward a little bit here. That's how I was zoning the industry area here, and drop in some water pipe. I noticed that the power alerts were coming up, notifications, and so yeah, I checked and I'm under power. So I was at 70% funding. I increased my funding, and you can do the numbers there. You can see how many megawatts are being consumed and what percentage you are at, and then you can see if you add 10% more funding, would that get you 10% more power? Is that what you need? Or you can do the numbers there too. And then I get the sewage alert here, which is alarming. I wasn't sure why, because we built the sewage down there, but right there, sewage treatment is super red, and that's because I don't have any power to my sewage pump. So we need to get power down there. At this point, again, because you want to avoid losing cyms, I pause the game and build what I have to build. And again, right here, you want to see the dark shaded color. That is where you'll get a maximum performance out of a wind turbine. So you want to do drop it in those darker areas, and then I just ran some lines out to the sewage pump from here, and that'll get my sewage pump up and running. It has been running this whole time. So yeah, I'd hate to live in a place without sewage, and I guess for redundancy, having the power go that way also is good in case there's a failure on the other end. But getting the grid fully connected, so it takes a moment for the alerts to go away, but it looks like I am fully functional. You just have to let the game play a little bit, and if you take a closer look, you can see the water and the sewage is flowing. So at this point, I play at 1x speed until I get a grasp on the complaints, and then once those notifications go away, that's when I go back to 2x speed usually. So yep, it looks like everyone's happy again, and we're at 44. We're gaining 44 cyms per week, and we are in the positive on collecting taxes, so that's good. We're not losing money, although we're not making too much money at all. We're running low on funds, but we have 229 cyms. We're getting 72 cyms per week. We can also use medium-sized roads now. We've just been building with small roads, but there will get lots of traffic once we have more population here. I didn't want to do a full grid system, even though this is kind of gritty, but yeah, I mean, I didn't want to do a full grid system. I want to have a little movement to the roads, and you'll see down as the gameplay goes, I'll have some grids. I think in the industry, grids are fine, but I'll have more courts and longer roads. That helps also with traffic. just letting the game progress here, adding a little more residents. We have some residents demand. Dropping in some water pipe. Sped up the speed here a little bit. I do want to let you guys get to the first milestone for this video, and then you can see that at least the first milestone. I'll take off from there. We'll end this video there, and it looks like my funds are dwindling quickly here. I only have 1,300 bucks in the bank. So I'm lowering down water. I'm lowering down the electricity cost. Looks like we have plenty of electric. So I'm dropping that down. Try to save some money. Looks like we're dwindling down here. Don't know why, but yeah, 400 bucks. I don't want to go too deep in the red, or you get offered a bailout, and if that happens, that means your city's bankrupt and they'll bail you out. But if you take the bailout, then I think it said you don't get any awards, the PS4 or awards. So I kind of want those awards, so I never took the bailout in my other game. You just stop spending is what you want to do. Stop spending and let the game play out. I'm running at double speed right now. Looks like we're gaining 84 citizens per week, which is pretty good right now. And soon enough, we should hit our first milestone. Everything looks good. Citizens are happy. Everyone's getting everything they need. Yep, just about there, and there we are. We have 440 new Sims in our town, and I'll stop the video right there. I'll start the next video where we leave off here. It'll probably be a shorter video to the next milestone or so, and then I'll go into mid-game video, and then yeah, go from there. Please do me a favor and support me by hitting like and subscribing to the channel, along with hitting that alert, and so that you know when I drop that next video. This is Johnny here, playing Cities Skylines from PS4. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time.